Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm here to tell you about the all-new White Hawk by Jayco. So the White Hawk is Jayco's lightweight luxury brand. We go through a lot of reasons why it's such a high-line coach, okay? One of the best things I love about the Jayco White Hawk is that it's so easy to use. Jayco's been manufacturing trailers for 50 years. They know what the consumers want and they give it all to you. It's just loaded with features. One of the great things that makes it so easy to use on the Jayco White Hawk is the power tongue jack. You just have a one-touch operation up and down. There's no more, cranking, throwing my shoulder out, asking your wife for an Advil or a leave or anything when you're done. Just push a button and you're up and down, hooking up and unhooking. Nice LED light here in case you're getting to your campsite late at night or leaving the campsite late at night. Another super important feature about the Jayco White Hawk is the quality construction. Even though it's a lightweight towable brand here, it's built like a tank. One of the main features you get with the Jayco White Hawk is an upgraded chassis. So the upgraded chassis on the Jayco White Hawk, they actually teamed up with a real frame manufacturer called Norco. This is the next gen frame. Okay, for the next gen frame, you can see it right here. They're actually using prime steel made in the USA. This is a precise chassis made just for the White Hawk. It's actually CNC cut and actually robotically welded, okay? One of the biggest things right here, you'll see, Jeremy, this tongue part here, it's fully integrated into the main cross member, okay? It acts as one. It passes through the whole frame and it's welded at all points, okay? No other manufacturer is doing that right now. What these other guys are doing, I like to call it the old stack and tack, right? So they just get whatever frame they could slap some wheels on. They're gonna get that, get a tongue jack and just lay them on top of each other and just tack in a few spots. They say, you know what, that's good to go, let's roll it down the road. Not good enough for Jayco, especially not on the lightweight luxury brand of the White Hawk. Get a good shot of this all new front cap. This is actually a molded fiberglass front cap with a gel coat, nice and smooth, looks slick, got some fancy LED lighting on here. This is actually an automotive windshield. It's not a window, it's a real windshield made to last. Just looks awesome going down the road. You're definitely gonna be drawing attention as soon as you pull into that campsite. Not only that, you're gonna be enjoying extra windows on the inside that no other brand would give you. Also, they're doing a nice diamond embossed plating here. That's actually gonna run all the way down the whole coach. Looks slick, looks modern, but also gonna keep your trailer super safe from any road debris. Moving down here, the storage compartment. This is a really, really big deal. A lot of other manufacturers kind of get to this point of the trailer and you look inside here and it's kind of like they ran out of parts. I don't get it. Not with a Jayco, right? So it's nice and finished, linoleum, you get your wallpaper, you get storage racks. If you have a folding chairs or a table, you can put it all there. You have a light in there as well. I mean, not many brands do that. You look at some of these other guys and you just see, leftover chipboard or whatever it is. Really looks like they ran out of parts. Not only that, Jayco's gonna give you slam latch baggage doors. These are a really big deal. Look how, that's not plastic, Jeremy. Not plastic. Real slam latch baggage doors. You're typically not seeing that until you're in a high-end fifth wheel. So those slam latch baggage doors, they close, super easy to use. Any other brand that goes against it, the White Hawk, like your passports or anything, you have these dials and all, just keys everywhere. You just gotta fiddle with it to close or get in. Maybe it's half closed, maybe it's not. Don't have to worry about that about the Jayco. Slam latch baggage doors, really big deal. Moving down the side of the coach, you're just gonna see these amazing frameless windows, okay? Not going to get that on a lot of other brands like the Grand Design Imagine. Kind of just leaves you imagining what you could have in the Jayco White Hawk, okay? Super slick, they don't chalk, there's no rubber around them kind of thing. One of the best parts about it is you could open up during rainstorms. They're jalousie windows. I mean, how many of us have spent money on a rain machine? Guess what? You get it free with the Jayco White Hawk right here in the frameless windows. So see here, another really big deal. We talked about it earlier. Jayco's been making trailers for 50 years. They know what campers want. They want awning space, okay? If we sit back here and look, huge awnings, okay? This particular floor plan has 2 separate awnings, okay? Any other floor plans, if you don't have a campsite slide, you're getting a full length awning, okay? Really big deal. Also, this awning is going to have an LED light strip that we could sit outside, maybe play cards, color with the grandkids. It's all set up there for you. Moving down here, you're going to see the Jayco Whitehawk features a 3-tier step. Okay, that is just unheard of when you're talking about a travel trailer. Maybe you have 1, 2, maybe, doubt it, but 3, just easy access into your brand new trailer here. Huge grab handle. I mean, it looks like a grand staircase, like you're going to the ballroom in the Titanic. Just steps everywhere, easy to get in and out. Not only that, notice the girth here on this door. 30-inch entry door. The industry standard is 26 inches. You're loading up your camper, you're bringing in the groceries, you're carrying the grandkids in, whatever it is, you got the space with a Jayco Whitehawk. Big, big deal. Notice right here in the window, the 2-year warranty by Jayco. Now that is double the industry standard. 2 years with Jayco, bumper to bumper, okay? That's double what you get with anybody else. That's a really big deal. Huge, huge value. Think about anything else you have in your life that has some value. How would you like to double it? You get that with the Jayco Whitehawk. Huge deal. We're gonna throw the slide in real quick because we have some super important stuff here I wanna show you. So this area here is just absolutely loaded with features. Get a good shot here. Goodyear, you see the prideful red, white, and blue. You're running Goodyear endurance tires made here in the great US of A. Nobody out there is doing that. You're probably getting some type of donut style tire made in China, not with the Jayco Whitehawk. Not only that, you're getting automotive style aluminum rims. They look sharp, they look slick. Not only that, they cool down your brakes much, much faster. If you'll notice there, you have the green tab. That means you have nitro filled tires, okay? They're gonna run cooler, run longer, run more consistent. Huge value there. We've had customers switch over from regular air to nitro, you know, $75, $100 per tire. Jayco Whitehawk gives it to you standard. Big deal. Okay. If you look back here, you're going to notice something else really special. Okay, you have the wide stance tracker axles here on the Jayco Whitehawk. Huge deal. Talk about a lightweight trailer. You want durability, you want towability. Think about an NFL lineman, right? He's going to have a wide stance. You're not getting through him. If he stood up like a pencil, you're putting him on his back. Not going to happen with the Jayco Whitehawk. Super stable, safest towing out there, Jayco Whitehawk. Okay. Not only that, if you get down under here, Jayco exclusive, galvanized steel wheel wells, okay? Really big deal. By some chance, something kicks up, you know, you hit something, you had a blowout, it's not gonna go through. These other brands are using, you know, fabric protectors, plastic. Not good enough. Not good enough for Jayco. Galvanized steel wheel wells, really, really big deal. So I mentioned earlier that the Jayco Whitehawk is built like a tank. It truly is. They are tough shell, vacuum bonding all their sidewalls, okay? Way better system than anybody else is using out there. Some people are using, you know, pinch rolling or loose laying, okay? You're gonna be exposed to possible delamination. Not with a Jayco Whitehawk. Really big deal. Something they're doing that absolutely nobody else is doing there is they're actually vacuum bonding their internal sidewalls, okay? You look at some other brands, say the Outback, okay? They actually had to put plastic inserts to strengthen up their sidewalls. Jayco would be embarrassed to have to do that. It's because they flex so bad, not with a Jayco Whitehawk, okay? Speaking about this slide, probably the strongest slide in the industry by far, safest out there. If you notice, there's no strings hanging or complicated pulley system. They're all electrical, rack and pinion or track slides. I keep saying it, Jayco knows what campers want. They like the tailgate. TV bracket, standard. You can take it right out of your bedroom, pop it down here, have all your hookups, you're ready to go. Not only that, you're equipped with Furrion, marine grade exterior speakers. You're gonna see this whole camper filled with Furrion products made especially for RVs, okay? They're weather tested, they're vibration tested, they're the best in the business. Jayco only wants best in the business. You got it on the Whitehawk. Moving down here, Good shot of the rear. Big deal. You're actually getting a real bumper. Believe it or not, other brands aren't going to give you a bumper. Know why? Costs money. Jayco, it's a safety thing. Getting a real bumper. Also getting a spare tire standard. You're also going to notice the high gloss vacuum bonded rear wall too. A lot of these other brands are going to go up to it, you go push it. Feels like a beanbag chair or something. Not good. You got to touch it, feel it. It's not strong, it's not vacuum bonded, it's not Jayco. Also see some nice slick frameless windows too. Here's a good chance to see the crown roof of the Jayco Whitehawk, okay? Huge deal. Jayco has the strongest roof in the industry by far, more than double the strength of anybody out there. Rated for 4,500 pounds. You could literally install a weight room up there. We could have a treadmill and a bench press competition all up there. It's strong enough to hold that for you, okay? The way they do that, they're using 4.5-inch crown solid wood trusses, okay? Oversized nail plates, and you actually have real plywood decking up top. Really big deal. All the other manufacturers skimp on that. They'll use chipwood or a thin luan like a cardboard, put it there, then they staple it. No, not Jayco. Screwed and glued. That's how they get their 4,500 pound rating. Really, really big deal. Another big deal here is, like we keep saying, Jayco knows what campers want. You're getting that Atwood quick recovery 18-gallon per hour hot water heater. It's gas electric with direct spark ignition. You don't have to come out here, light a pilot or anything out like some other brands. Just push a button on inside and you're good to go. But 18 gallons per hour, the whole family gets a shower. They're not taking turns or drawing straws at who gets one. Maybe one kid gets a shower today, the other one tomorrow. Not with the Jayco Whitehawk. Everybody's gonna be all set. Another amazing exterior feature here is an outside shower. Not like a normal outside shower. You're actually getting hot and cold water. So if you have to hose down the kids, I have dogs, they don't like cold water. They'd probably run away if I try to use cold water. Hot water, they'll stay. You got both here. Huge feature, black tank flush, okay? Just hook up your garden hose to that. It's got sprayers built into your black tanks, cleans it out, you're good to go. No more lugging a hose into your trailer, using someone, having your dog or kids trip over it and water goes everywhere. Nope, not the Whitehawk. Hook up, you're good to go. Now we're heading in the all-new Jayco Whitehawk. One of the biggest thing I immediately notice as soon as I hop in here is how strong the floor is. There's a reason for it, okay? Jayco's using 5/8 tongue and groove plywood flooring, okay? Some of the other brands out there are using the chipboard or whatever it is. It's almost like it's a trampoline walking in and out, like, ooh, where should I walk? I feel like I'm gonna fall through. Those are on brand new trailers. Not gonna have that with a Jayco Whitehawk 5/8 tongue and groove plywood flooring, okay? We talked about it earlier, we said the Jayco Whitehawk is their lightweight luxury brand. Take a look around, it's just screaming luxury, high-end look. Really, really big deal. Not only is this living room absolutely massive, I'm standing under just a super high-end ceiling, okay? It's cathedral style crown ceiling. If you notice crown molding across the whole coach, lights over the fascia here, super, super high end, okay? Looking towards the rear of the coach, this just screams luxury. Real stone wood ledge backdrop behind your TV, mantle, fireplace. You gotta be kidding me. In a travel trailer, this is unheard of, okay? Even more storage everywhere you look in a Jayco Whitehawk, okay? You take month-long trips, even longer if you need to. You got storage for everything. Your board games, all your other entertainment stuff, videos, you name it, you got room for it, okay? Moving on to the furniture here in Jayco. Super, super high end. Check out all the lights underneath. No more stub toes walking on a Jayco Whitehawk at night. High-end furniture, okay? Actually, you get a sleeper sofa here. High-end theater seating as well. Notice something else when we look around. You have outlets everywhere, okay? I know I'm attached to my mobile devices. Every kid out there probably has 3, 4 of their own. They want to be charged. They want to have fun. You're able to do it no matter where you're sitting in a Jayco Whitehawk. Another big thing here is this dinette. This one's going to fold down for a sleeping area. But not only that, we talked about earlier, Jayco knows what campers want. They like to tailgate. Check this out. You could actually fold this up and take it outside for a tailgating table. Huge, huge deal, okay? Really, really big. You wouldn't notice this, but this is your command center right there. Nice and easy to use, nice and labeled. A lot of these other brands literally send you on a scavenger hunt through the unit trying to find your buttons. They're hidden under counters, backs of cabinets. You have to put like secret codes to get your slide out. Now the Jayco Whitehawk, right here, highline look to it, okay? So this is truly the ultimate RV kitchen. It is just loaded with high-end features. Right off the bat, you're gonna notice the stainless steel appliances everywhere. Just that super, super high-end look that luxury homes have. You're gonna get that in the Jayco Whitehawk. Notice another thing right here, okay? That's not a sticker. That's a real backsplash, real designer backsplash. These other brands are just gonna give you a wallpaper sticker and send you down the road. Not getting that with the Jayco Whitehawk. Another thing, high-rise faucet with sprayer. Really big deal. You'd actually cook like you're at home. It's a luxury kitchen. You're gonna get sink strainers, cutting boards, standard. Actually be able to fit a pot and pan in here and make a real meal. Not gonna happen in a lot of other brands. Notice something else here. Jayco gives you storage absolutely everywhere. There's a space, they're gonna utilize it, okay? Even check that out. Big, big deal, okay? Drawers everywhere. Major deal, okay? Notice something here. They're actually on 75-pound drawer glides. Really, really big deal. You can bring a lot of stuff, okay? Another thing, luxury kitchen. You're having all real wood cabinet door fronts, drawer fronts, okay? Didn't get cheap. These other brands out there are using lumber core or just thin leftover sheets of wood, mashing them together and painting them brown. Not with the Jayco Whitehawk, real solid wood. Big deal. Head into the bathroom, just screaming luxury once again, okay? Nice vanity setup here. Believe it or not, real glass shower doors, 34-inch radius, okay? Easy to get in and out, shower, whatever you need. Talked about the floor earlier, how sturdy I felt when I bought in. This is actually reinforced. One of the only brands doing it. You're safe, solid, right here. Okay. Not only that, porcelain toilet. A lot of other brands are going to cut weight, cut cost. They're going to give you plastic toilet. Jayco Whitehawk, standard, porcelain foot flush toilet. Big deal. Again, storage everywhere in this Jayco Whitehawk. They have space, they're going to give you storage, okay? Check out that front windshield. We talked about it on the outside. Look at the natural sunlight coming in. Who wouldn't love waking up to that every single day? I know I would. You're gonna get dual wardrobes here. You could hang your shirts, coats, whatever it is. You have removable shelves if you want to. Big deal. Here's an area that's really overlooked in any other camper. The mattress, okay? Most people have to buy another brand. As soon as they get home, they have to throw their mattress out because it's such garbage. Not with a Jayco. Simmons name brand mattress, exclusive with Jayco. Really, really big deal. Let's take a look underneath here. Once again, plywood base, okay? No cheap stuff with a Jayco. Solid, it's made to last. You have storage underneath, okay? Another big thing to notice here in the bedroom and everywhere else in the coach is the window treatments. You're getting high-end window treatments everywhere. A real valance. Solid wood outlined windows. Really, really big deal. Not only that, standard nightshades, okay? Other brands, you might get some cheap, like leftover napkin style curtains. Not good enough for Jayco. Really big deal, high-end look. Through this whole trailer, that's the theme, luxury. You're getting it everywhere you look in the Jayco Whitehawk. Really big deal. Thanks for spending time with me today going through the all-new Jayco Whitehawk. Couple really super important things to remember. The 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, okay? Unmatched by anybody out there in the industry. Having the strongest foundation out there with the Norco Next Gen frame and the integrated A-frame. The ease of use of all the features we went through today. The high-end quality look of everything out there. It just screams luxury. If you're looking for a luxury trailer, you're looking for the Jayco Whitehawk. Visit us at one of our stores or online at rv1.com. We're the #1 Jayco dealer in the country. Can't wait to get you a new Jayco Whitehawk.